Hey you guys, it's Sarah. I hope you're all doing amazing. If you're looking for ways to save on groceries or if you're just looking for some new meal ideas, this is the video for you because today we're doing a full day of eating only food from Dollar Tree. Now for breakfast, I wanted to pick up something myself and my kids could eat since they're on summer vacation, so I opted for this Betty Crocker breakfast scramble. You were supposed to just add in eggs and diced ham. I thought it would be good, but I couldn't find any diced ham, so I just got bacon and sausage. This scramble reminded me a lot of making the boxes of au gratin potatoes, but you do everything on the stove top. You add in a tablespoon of olive oil, you add in the seasoning packet, you mix it all up and into the water, then you add in your dehydrated potatoes, but instead of putting it into the oven, you cook it on the stove top, you add on a lid, and you cook it low and slow. While that was doing its thing, I added in my sausage and my bacon, and I'm cooking that all the way through. If you see these glass jars with lids at Dollar Tree, definitely pick up a couple. They are so good for in the kitchen. After about 15 minutes, we're checking our potatoes and they were bland to say the least. They needed a little bit of flavor, so I added some seasoning. Be careful not to add too much salt because it was a little salty in the end. Anyway, so we're mixing that up. We're gonna add in our meat, our bacon, and our sausage. We're going to get all of the flavors nice and combined. The directions said to do everything in the same pan, so that's what we're going to do. We just pushed everything off to the side. We added in a little bit of our Dollar Tree EVOO. We added in our eggs, and we're going to scramble that right on up. This is how everything is looking once we're all mixed up. Inside of this scramble, it came with the cheese sauce, so I just put that right on top. It reminded me a lot of Velveeta cheese, but it definitely was not Velveeta. It didn't melt, it didn't become like nice and creamy, but this is how we're looking. It took about 25 minutes to make this entire thing. I served the boys theirs with 2 pieces of peanut butter toast and the scramble. I also gave them some of the best apple juice. The Donald Duck apple juice is my absolute favorite, and it's only $1.25. Here, son. For myself, I just decided to warm up one of the Dollar Tree flour tortillas. I added the scramble inside of that, added a little bit more cheese. I thought it would taste better as a burrito, but just being honest, this was underwhelming to say the least. It needed something else, like some peppers or onions, maybe some jalapeno. Like it needed something. It was so bland. So unfortunately for me, I'm giving this a 3 out of 10. I would not recommend, I would not rebuy, and my kids were not a fan of it either. So I can see why it was actually at the Dollar Tree for just $1.25. Disappointing to say the least. Here's a super simple and healthy-ish snack using these smoothie packets that are new at Dollar Tree. These are so good and they're meant for adults. So you're gonna make a chia seed pudding and we're gonna add the smoothie to the bottom. I'm starting by taking almond milk and chia seeds and we're gonna combine that inside of a bowl. You're gonna wanna add some type of sweetener. I'm using maple syrup because I already had it here, but you could also use honey, agave. You could even use brown sugar. Put it into the fridge for at least 24 hours and now it's time to assemble. We're taking our smoothie and we're adding that into the bottom of our cup, and then we're going to top it with our chia seed pudding. I love the way that it got like nice and thick and fluffy. You can really see it like come to life after the 24 hours. Now this is the chia seed pudding and here's my reaction. Okay, so I am super nervous to try this. I'm just like, the texture is like blowing me, so I'm not sure. It's like a taste that I can't even explain. Pretty good. If you like overnight oats, I would say you would like this. It has like a similar taste and texture. But I'm saying like this is a huge serving. Like I think maybe just like a little bit. For lunch, I wanted to try to recreate the Pizza Hut melts. These are new and super delish. They come in 4 different flavors. The pepperoni lover one is my absolute favorite. They're crunchy, they're cheesy, they're just so dang good. So I ran into Dollar Tree and I picked up one of the super thin, larger crusts. They have 2 different sizes, but make sure you're getting the larger one. And then when I went home, I searched up how to make the breadcrumb seasoning because this is a crucial part. I saw that it has a few different seasonings in there, so this is what we're going to be using. Of course, you need your pizza crust, and then you're going to need one of the bricks of mozzarella cheese, and you're going to have to shred that down, and pepperoni at Dollar Tree as well. So let's start by making our breadcrumb seasoning. There are no real measurements. It's like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. you know, season it with your heart. So I'm just adding in a good amount, but make sure you don't add in anything that's too salty. I just was kind of like feeling it out as I went and just mixing it up. You do need a little bit of salt, but not too much salt because the salt is going to come from the cheese as well. This everything but the bagel seasoning from Dollar Tree is a 10 out of 10. Pick this up. And then this is where I went a little crazy. I added in a little bit too much salt. So take my word and don't add in that much salt, but definitely add in a little bit of salt and pepper. And it literally smelled exactly like the breadcrumbs do. Now I'm cutting my pizza crust in half because we want it to be a melt and we want it to be bendable and flexible. We also don't want it to be too big, and I was thinking maybe I could do it like a quesadilla, like two pieces on top of each other, but in the end, it's going to work out. Those are the Dollar Tree pepperoni. You only need like one of the little sleeves. Now, if you want to go crazy with the pepperoni, you might want to do the whole pack, but I only used half, and it was the perfect amount, and you were able to get two melts out of one crust, so fantastic. Now, I have this little grill that I got with our air fryer, and I'm just using that, but you could do a skillet, you could do a pan. You just want to make sure that you're warming up that pizza crust so that it can bend and fold. Now we're adding our butter that is also from Dollar Tree. We're going to melt that down. Once it was warmed throughout on both sides, I'm just going to take our mozzarella cheese and I'm going to place that, and then you're going to put your pepperoni on top. I did add a little sprinkle of our breadcrumb seasoning just because I freaking love this stuff and it tastes so good. But you could also do this in like a cheesesteak version. You could do like a ham and cheese version. The options are definitely endless with this base because you can really customize it to what you like or what your family likes, and it's easy enough. Now you do want to make sure that you're like flipping it back and forth, but I ended up putting it into the air fryer for just a couple of minutes because I wanted it to crisp up nicely, and I wish I would have done it a little bit longer in the air fryer so that it would have gotten even more crispy. But you see how it's bended and folded? It's working out pretty good. This last step is the most important, and of course my footage went corrupt, but you're going to take the olive oil and butter mixture, you're going to wipe down the top of the melt, and then you're going to graciously sprinkle the breadcrumb seasoning right on top. Do not be stingy. This step is very important, and there you have it. Try it. I could have left it in the toaster for like 5 or 10 more minutes. Like, it could have gotten crunchier and more melty. That's the only thing that I would do differently next time. I will make this again. While I was at the store shopping for groceries, I came across this Old Orchard strawberry watermelon juice, so we are going to give her a try. Tastes healthy. If you and your family are fans of Panda Express, then you are going to love tonight's Dollar Tree dinner idea. Just being honest, I have not done these videos for quite a while because there has not been a lot of meat options. They recently put in a Dollar Tree Plus frozen section, and they have way more better selection. So I got the shrimp from the Dollar Tree Plus section. It was $5, but I tried to keep everything else at the $1.25 price point. We're going to be using our bag of shrimp. I'm using the pepper stir fry, 2 packages of the asparagus spears. You could do 1 if you don't really like asparagus. I'm also going to be having some of this Eat Regal jasmine rice. This is just a microwavable kind, super quick and easy. And then the star of the show is this sweet chili sauce. This was just $1.25 at Dollar Tree, and I would highly recommend if you see it, pick it up. This meal was enough to feed 2 people, so you may need to double it. We're going to start by getting our asparagus spears together, and just being honest, these are some sad looking asparagus spears, but for $1.25, we're definitely going to make them work because they're frozen. At first I was going to cook them on parchment paper, but I decided to move them to a tray with holes just so that it wasn't sitting in its own water and becoming super mushy. We're going to cook those in the oven for just a little bit, and while those are cooking, we're going to get our shrimp together. Now for $5, I was not expecting much. I thought that they were going to be needing like to be cleaned really well and just like not being that good, but I was pleasantly surprised. They were pretty good looking shrimp. You did need to wash them off, and I deveined and de-peeled them and all of that stuff, got all of the gooky nasty stuff off of them, but they were nice for $5. You definitely cannot beat it with a bat. Moving on to our frozen pepper stir fry. This mix is good, but there are a lot of onions, so what I like to do is I go through and I pick out more of the peppers than the onions just so that you don't have way too many onions in your recipe, and I always try to cook them in a separate saucepan or in a separate skillet just because they hold so much liquid and you don't want that liquid getting into all of your other stuff. So I kind of like cook that down to get all of the frozen bits off, and then I'll add it in after. Before I cook cook my shrimp, I'm going to get my rice together. Now, if you have a microwave, put this rice in the microwave. It's the easiest way. But if you don't have a microwave like me, you can still cook it on the stovetop. You want to just make sure that you're using a good amount of water, maybe a few tablespoons, and then you're going to break the rice up while it's still in the package. Make sure you do this. It's a crucial step. And then you put a lid on it and let it cook. Now it's time to cook up our little shrimp babies. They are a little small. You could get bigger ones at the grocery store, but for $5, I'm not going to complain. I brown them on both sides. Now this is where I messed up. I should have waited to do this step, but I added it in all together because I wanted the shrimp to get the flavors of the peppers and the onions, but I should have kept them separate till the very, very end. So you'll see that I'm going to pull out all of the veggies after I add in the sauce, but I should have cooked the shrimp first with the sauce and then added everything in. Now it's time to plate everything, and we want to plate it nicely because even though it's from the Dollar Tree, it can still look and taste very good, I promise you. So we do our cute little rice thing, we add down our vegetables, we're going to put our shrimp, and then one of the most important touches for this entire thing is you top it all with this Dollar Tree everything bagel seasoning. Now this seasoning just added the most perfect flavor, it added a crunch, and it looked fantastic. I don't think anybody would know that this meal is from Dollar Tree. And it tasted delicious. It's a 10 out of 10. I want you to give it a try. If you're in college, if you're on a budget, if you don't really know how to cook, this is the meal to try because it's so stinking easy. And I absolutely loved it. And I'm thinking about it right now. That's how good it is. Yum, y'all. Give it a try. Now it's time for dessert, and I love a good, quick, and easy, and especially cheap dessert. So this is going to be all of those things. We're going to start by taking one of the Dollar Tree graham cracker pie crusts. These are fantastic. We're also going to grab one of these $1.25 cream cheeses. These actually aren't too bad. For $1.25, I would definitely recommend giving them a try. Dollar Tree does have Cool Whip, so this is the reduced fat one. It was the only option that they had, so I had to get it. Not my favorite. We're going to use a little bit of powdered sugar. This was already in the cabinet. And then we're going to pick up about 2 of the Butterfingers because we're going to use those inside of this yummy Butterfinger pie. I'm taking room temperature cream cheese, and I'm just going to whip that up with a hand mixer inside of a mixing bowl. Once it's nice and fluffy, then you're going to add in about a tablespoon of powdered sugar. You're going to continue to mix, and then you're going to add in your Cool Whip. Now, if I had the chance to do this recipe over again, I would probably only use half a stick of cream cheese. This is similar to like a banana pudding, I would say, like the beginning part of it. And for some reason, once it was all done, it had like a very bitter taste. So I would probably cut the cream cheese in half unless you like that taste. Now we're going to add in our crushed up Butterfingers that I just bashed up with a rolling pin. And you're just going to fold that all in. Now, once I tasted it, it was not giving what it was supposed to give. It was very bitter. So I decided to get some of my favorite sweetened condensed milk. I would say I added in about a half a can. I didn't add in the entire can, but Dollar Tree also has this. So add in about a half a can, maybe add in less cream cheese. It actually came out pretty good. Once it was tasting right, I got my pie crust. I filled it up with our filling, and you just want to smooth it out. It made the most perfect amount for one pie, so I'm just grabbing my Dollar Tree graham cracker pie crust, and I'm adding in our pie filling. You want to smooth it all out. You can pop it in the freezer for about an hour, or you can make this ahead of time and put it in the fridge. If you are going to make it ahead of time, then make sure that you're not topping it with the Butterfingers like early. You want to do that when it's about to be ready to eat. And you just top it with the extra Butterfingers, and girl, look how good this looks. And it was so cheap and so easy, just like me.
Whoa! That looks good. I'm having that.
As you heard, Quincy was a big fan of the pie. My entire family actually liked it. My husband, who isn't even big into sweets, he actually tried it. I'm going to rate it a 7 out of 10. I definitely think that it was good. I would make it again, and I would definitely recommend it for you to try, especially if you're going to like a family gathering, you don't have a lot of time or money, and you're looking for something that's cheap, fast, and in a hurry. This is definitely a recipe to try out. Let me know which of the meals was your favorite in the comment section down below, and if you're still here, then you are a real one. Leave the hidden word Arnold in the comment section down below. Leave it in a funny, snarky, cute kind of way, and I'll feature some of you guys in my next video. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and as always, I will see you guys next time for another video. Bye, you guys.